Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel. If you're just seeing me for the first time, I am a YouTuber based in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Also leave your comments in the comment section, especially for those who can relate or have someone around them that can relate to what I'm about to say. So watch till the end of this video to know what I'm talking about. I still have PTSD from that day. It happened about 2 to 3 days ago, but yeah, I'm just here to give you all a story time. The scariest thing that has happened to me in as far back as I can remember, to be honest. Yeah, if you like to hear what I have to say, then keep on watching. All right. Hey, good. I don't even know where to start. Anybody that wasn't in the car with me will not understand or might not believe what I have to say. But thank God I have a witness, my friend Bina. So on today is Sunday. This video is even going to go up today. On Friday, that was 2 days ago. Yeah, on Friday, I had some brands I needed to work with, so I got a location to go and film the video. Afterwards, I had to stay in that area, GRA area to be precise, because the traffic was much and I did not have a lot of fuel. You guys know that there's fuel scarcity in Nigeria. For those who don't know though, there's been fuel scarcity in Nigeria for about 3 weeks now, but Port Harcourt just started as a week ago, right? So I've been trying not to use my fuel anyhow because I filled my tank prior to the scarcity. I'm still trying to manage that one that I have, okay? So I decided to just chill in GRA pending when the traffic subsides. My friend Binana called me that she was in GRA. I'm like, okay, where are you? She now told me where she was. I told her, okay, I'm in so and so place, so she could come. She now came and we chilled there till like past 7:30. I know I left there around 7:40. Let's just say 7:40 for 7:45, right? And we started driving home. Bina's house is on the way to my house, but I can use another route, like a shorter route to get to my house. But because she was riding with me, I'm like, okay, let me use this route and then drop you at your junction or in front of your house. Anyways, I had to pass her house to get to my house because I was in that route, right? On our way towards GRA junction, my car started, there's something that has been, it's not a problem, it's not an issue with my car, but the thermostat tends to have irregularities sometimes, right? So the AC, after a while, it stops cooling. It should just be blowing air, but not so cool for like 5 minutes, then it kickstarts again, which is the normal thing that AC does. But mine is taking longer because of my thermostat. So it now started that issue. I'm like, this thing has started again. I was just muttering to myself. I wanted to just wind down, and a voice in my head, as far as I'm concerned, is the Holy Spirit, because I'm a very intuitive person. I am someone who listens to my heart. I make decisions without thinking twice once something has warned me. Like I said, the Holy Spirit. So I wanted to wind down, and I had this nudge. Why are you winding down? Your car is still cold. Is it because you have someone here? I didn't want Bina to be uncomfortable, because left to me, I don't mind. I know the timing, right? So I wanted to, not just said don't wind down. I just left it up and started going towards GRA Junction. If you're conversant with Port Harcourt, GRA Junction, they have a new roundabout now. So the roundabout, that's when you take your left, it takes you towards Presidential, and when you go right, you're going towards Mommy B Road. So while we were just turning, we just entered the roundabout to turn. Some guy just rushed. Other cars were turning as well. Some guy just rushed from under the bridge and came to my glass, and like he was like, give me money, please give me money, please give me money. I was still trying to gather my thoughts. I'm like, what is going on here? This thing was around to 8, about 8-ish, 7 something, 8-ish, because let's say I drove from where I was for like 5 minutes. Let's just leave it at 8. I'm like, why is this guy here? Bina was like, who is this person? So I was still trying to understand what was going on. It happened so fast. He said, please give me money, give me money. I did not answer him. I just drove off. While we were getting to military, not the cemetery, military cemetery, I don't know whether that's or the one before Secretariat. Pinana said, Kechi, this guy is at the back of your car. By then, my heart has already, this guy said, which back of my car? Only for me to use my inner mirror, I looked back, saw this guy hanging on my boot, on my trunk. You guys, I drive a Honda Accord, so I don't drive a Jeep. I drive a saloon car, a coupe for that matter. So there's nothing this guy can stand on that will keep him well balanced on a moving car. So it scared me so much. I looked from my, I said, this guy is really there. He was just hanging like this, like Spider-Man. You know how when Spider-Man it's funny now, but while it was happening, it wasn't fun. I'm just trying to add a little bit of humor to it because I'm still suffering from PTSD. I'm scared as I'm not talking about it. I was so shaken up. My body was trembling. So I was thinking, I was like, where will I take this guy to? I started speeding. I just pressed my punched my throttle to like 80, thinking that out of fear he would jump down for where this guy held on for dear life. I was seeing him from my window. He was staring at my mirror, like looking at me. I was so scared. I said, God, Bina started shouting, Jesus, what is this? No car to help us everywhere. Because of this fuel scarcity, cars are not so much on the road these days. I was so scared. I said, God, what is this? Which police station will I carry this guy? There's no police station on the road. I did not even think of anything. I said, okay, let me just head towards Rumola. Because from that Rumola Link New Road, there are so many taxis around there. So I said, when I get there, I will just stop and start shouting, right? I even was swerving before getting there because the road was clear. This guy held on to my car. Like he had it in him that day. Like he really wanted to go home with me. Thank God Bina was even in the car. That's what I was even thanking God for later. Because left to me, like I mentioned, I drive a coupe and I don't use my back glass for anything. There are no wipers there. So I work with my front glass and the inner one. Even while driving, I rarely use the side mirrors. That's how I drive. I use the one on top, right? So there's really no way I would have seen him because my mindself will not even get there. Bina just saw him and she just started shouting. So when I got to Rumola, and I stopped there, now wound down a bit, just very small. Some cars that now saw him, but they were going on top of the bridge. I think maybe they were going towards Air Force. Me, I came down. Then I shouted, who is this guy? What's wrong with you? Why are you on this lady's car? But they were were in a moving car rather, and there was no way they could stop. The guy was not even answering them. So I just stopped where those taxis park. I started screaming. I'm like, what is it? What is it? What did I do to you? Who are you? He now jumped down from the back of the car and came to my mirror. I was now looking inside the car. I think maybe he spotted my laptop, although it was on the floor, because like I mentioned, I went to work that day. So my laptop was in the car, my camera was in the car, all my lenses were in the car, everything, like all my work tools were in the car, and they cost so much. Like if that guy had robbed me that day, I don't know when or how I will start replacing those things because it's been a long time coming with things like that. My phone was in the car, I had on my watch, my AirPods, everything was just in the car. Everything I used to work basically was just in the car. So I think maybe he spotted something because when I was with Bina, I was working with my laptop. So when we were leaving that place, I just put my laptop in my bag and put it at the back of my seat, not on the chair, at the back of my seat, on the floor, right? So I don't know whether that time he came and said, give me something, give me money. He had already spotted it on my watch or something. Because when he now came to my side of the car, his eyes, you could see him that he was just looking whether there was anything he could just grab immediately and run with. But my glass was not. I just wound it down very small. So people now saw us, noticed what was happening. One driver now came from where the taxis were parked with a big stick, now wanted to flog him. He now crossed the road. He was not even looking where that car was coming, where that car would hit him or not. He just crossed the road and ran away. I couldn't move for like 30 seconds. I was just in one place. I was shaking. The guy now came and I said, no worry, they go. No worry, they go. Like, don't worry, you can move. I was still trembling. I'm like, God Almighty. While this whole thing was happening, my mom was even calling me. Bae was calling. My mom called, I didn't pick up. Bae called, I didn't pick up. I couldn't pick up because I was scared that he would break my glass from the back. And if he had broken my glass from the back, maybe while we're moving, he would just enter my car and rob us very well. They tell us to stop. Secondly, what if we both did not notice and Bina wanted to stop and he tells me when Bina is going out, he will just enter my car and rob me? Like, it could have been bad, like so bad. I was so scared. So we now drove. So while I was even driving, I now remember, I'm like, oh, there's even Bori camp after Rumola. Maybe I would have driven to Bori camp and just dump him at the gate. But then again, I'm like, what if Bori camp, that road is very lonely, he now comes under that bridge now, just scatters my glass and rubs the hell out of me? Where will I start from? Maybe just go and set up GoFundMe for you people. Will you help me? Because where do I want to start from? My laptop, my camera, my lenses. I don't even know how to feel like, but I just made the decision that day. And like, the first thing that came to mind, I'm like, you need a pepper spray. You're a female who drives alone in Port Harcourt that is not safe. Your strength is no match for a man, point blank period. So there's no way that I can actually fight with a man. So I just decided that I was going to buy a pepper spray. I checked all through Instagram. All the pages I saw were dormant. I now went on Jumia and placed my order. So I'm just going to be keeping it in my car. If I had the pepper spray, that time that he came towards the car was looking, the second time, I'd have just sprayed it in his eyes and zoomed off. But I had nothing. What if he had a knife? Or what if he had a gun or something? It could have been worse. Like, I was just so scared. I was really scared. Immediately I got home, I started crying. I told my mother, I was so scared. She's like, oh my God, that what if I was not in the house and I would have, in the car rather, and I would have just driven without knowing and got into our estate. Although we have security at the gate, maybe they would have seen him. But then again, he will know my house and maybe he'll go and reinforce and come back. You never know these things. Like, I'm just sharing this story time so that you all can be careful, regardless of the state you're in, whether Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, wherever. Just be on guard every time. I used to hear these things from other people, especially Lagosians, and they'll be like, oh, they'll be in traffic, someone will come and rob them. But I've never experienced it. It has never come close to me until 2 days ago. It just happened like film. You know, when they're acting movie, I never thought it was real life. It's just now that I'm starting to assimilate it more and I can talk about it. So let's just give you full digits and just tell you all what happened to me that day. I was so scared. I couldn't even tell anybody about it. The only people that knew or that know about it are Bina, because she was there, Bay, and my mom. Those are the only 3 people I've been able to. Oh, my cousin called me yesterday and I told her, like, it's just so crazy. It was so scary, you guys. So yeah, that's it with this story time. This is the scariest thing that happened to me in recent time. I've never ever had to deal with something like this. I pray that I feel better, because at this point I don't see myself passing GRA Junction, whether during the day or at night. I don't want to even think of that route. Let that place just go. Let me too go through another road and get home, because Wala is not good. I used to think that express was safer, but I've realized that streets are even safer now, because express, people are barely on the road, but on the streets you get people. So yeah, my thinking has changed in terms of that. So from now onwards, I will be driving on the streets, even though there's traffic. Let me balance there and just be in that traffic. You guys, if any of you can relate, please let me know in the comment section. Have you had such experience? How did you deal with it? Because I'm still dealing with it. I'm still scared as I speak. That's what prompted me to get that to buy a pepper spray. I'm going to use it. It's just going to be where my hands can easily reach. So immediately anybody comes, please, I'm spraying your face. I don't care who you are. If you're a lady, please invest in a pepper spray so that we can just be safe, or any other whatever that can help safeguard you when things like that emanate or show up, whatever the word is. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Chantel. For those seeing me for the first time, I will see you in my next video. Bye y'all.